There we go. Is it going? It's saying it's live. Yay. Okay, so is anybody out there today? What time is it? It's 3:11 my time. And I'm going to show you a little something different. I'm going to take my watch off just so that I don't mess it up. But I'm working on a project for my son-in-law for his birthday next month. And he's an avid hunter, you know, he'll shoot deer and stuff. His family has, I think it's like 300 acres out in Virginia, the west side of Virginia here. And he goes hunting for deer. So I was like, you know, I always try to get him something. Last year I got him, you know, a bunch of gear that he needed, you know, to go hunting and everything with. So I always try to come up with something different I think he would like. Hi Linda, you guys, you're sitting on top of my trash can over here. So I have you reverse to see me because that's why the numbers are backwards up there. But there's nothing that's gonna be where you have to read it. Hey Barbara, how are you? I'm going to show you what I'm making. I'm making a bullet wind chime. You think, really? This New Yorker? So what I did, I found this sign in Hobby Lobby when I was away. And I got some bullets. I told my son-in-law, hey, I need like 9 bullets. And he goes, what for? I said, you get them back. And he's looking at me. And I said, I can't tell you. You know, can I just borrow them? So I got... Don't ask me what caliber, whatever these are. I don't even know how to read them. I got 9 bullets. Jeez. Hopefully. Hi, everybody. Bullet in it at all. So the next step, this already came on it, so this works for me. If they want to put an extra string on it, once they hang it, they can do that. And I'm hoping... Okay. If you guys just comment, because this keeps freezing if you can. So just so I know that I'm still seeing hot where the holes are, because you know, once you know, splinters it up. So this way it just kind of smooths it out. The wood itself is pretty smooth already, so I don't have to worry about that. But all the little splintery things that were you know, from drilling is what I want to get rid of. And that's all that I need to do is that. Bam, done. And I'll run my fingers on it just to make sure there's nothing sticking up, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. Hello, Miss Barb. So that's what I did. So you can use something else if you want to. I cut these at 15 inches long. This is a red, white, and blue twine. I had to on the bullet. I didn't show you this part because it was driving me crazy, because these are brass. And I tried drilling. Got a little bit of drill, used a nail, threaded it through, and knotted it through at the end. But the next part we're going to do is the staining. I'm choosing to do this in I think this is a golden oak, yeah. Just a golden oak rustic-like thing. There'll be wording put on this. So like I said, this is going to be like a 2-part video, because I have to wait for this to dry. Now you can paint this on. You can use a rag to do it. I'm using a rag to do this, okay? Hey, Teresa. So I'm putting on, these are, my husband's probably gonna kill me. These are the thermal gloves we use when we use the snowblower. They have actually insulation, but it was the first ones I saw that I knew I wouldn't get any stuff on me. And this is, I don't know, an old shirt. It was my husband's. So I'm just gonna see if I can rip off a piece of this. Because I don't, jeez. Okay. Because I get the ratty piece, right? We'll use the other piece. See if I can see this again. There we go. That's all I need. It's just a piece like this. So I'm just going to take it in and I'm going to dip it in here. Now the object is not to get it on your clothes. So I'm going to start with the back side and I'm just going to rub it in. Now I don't want this dark, because that's not their style, you know, of coloring. So that's why I chose this. And when you actually put it on, this is rubbing on. Now you can use a paintbrush if you want to. I like doing it the way. This is how I was taught with my dad. And you see when it goes on, it's dark. I don't know if you can see the darker stain. And then all I'm doing is just kind of spreading the stain out. Now if I leave it there, that it will stay dark in that one spot. So if you want to do something like that, you can. You can put stains together if you want to give, you know, make your own colors. Here we go. I was just trying to get along the edge inside here. And you just go along. Now I'll put on one, and if I think it's too light, I can always put on a second coat, you know, on it. Now in between here, I will have to take a paintbrush and go in between there to see, you know, get that going. But I thought I'd do something a little different with you guys. And this is not hard, you know, really to do. It's just making the holes in the bullet is really what it is. And I'm not a person that knows how to shoot guns or anything. It's not my jam, so to speak. All right, let's get here. So what is everybody doing today? My poor puppies, I felt so bad. We had to put, Sky had to get spayed yesterday, and she came home all around her, which is a good thing because she just looks so sad with it on, you know. I could stain this and hold it at the same time, but I didn't think of that. All right. So see, just the light stuff. And this is Min Wax, in case you guys want to know. It's a wood finish, penetrates stains and seals. So I don't have to do anything else on top of this, which is what I like. And again, this is what I learned from my dad, you know, back in the day, because he always was working. And I was always in his little, our basement was set up. He had a whole woodworking shop, and he would always be building something. So I was always the one down there, like helping him, working with him, and that's how I was taught how to use, you know, stains and stuff like that. So we'll get the edges here. Now make sure if you drift down the sides like I did here that you smooth it in so it doesn't stay darker there in the one spot. But like I said, if you want it to stay darker, so which is a good thing. Dryer if you want it to dry faster, the heat on a hair dryer. Which is kind of, you know, too, but I chose to do a stain. He's a country boy. Oh, didn't miss this side. Gotta get this side. All right. So there is going to be words that are on this, which I'm going to do with my Cricut. So it's going to be kind of cool. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Janice. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Allie. How are y'all doing? So, but I haven't, that's going to be part 2, with part 2 of how I did that to put on here. And those of you that are just joining, we are staining a piece of wood that is going to be made into a wind chime for my son-in-law who likes to hunt, and I already gave him his gift. Well, he doesn't know about it yet, but well, I hope his wife doesn't come on. My other daughter. Hi, Catherine. This isn't for Jay. So he says he can get them at Lowe's, so I left the card and stuff there so that he can go ahead and buy those later. But this is just a little something to make. Oops, get my string out from underneath there. So see, it's not that dark. Now if I want it darker, I can just take my stain and I can go over it again. And it will absorb back in to make it a little bit darker each time. You can get different color stains. And what I like, look at the edges on the front. Can you see it? Looks like it's burnt. That I think is kind of cool. In bullets, and this is where color, and I really like the edges being dark like that because it looks like it's, you know, burnt, you know, the edges. Do the holes, I used a drill, I used a nail, I was hammering and threading, Now you could use whatever you want on it. I used a twine. I tried a jute and it was too thick. I tried a red twine, that was too thick. This is still another twine that I use, but it was a little bit thinner. And hold on, let me grab this so I can hold it. Oops, there we go. I found that the easiest. I use a thick needle with pliers to pull it through. So that's why I was saying whatever you want to use. Woo, don't get it on me. Hold on, I lost my finger. Lost my finger in my rag thing. It's up to you. You can use whatever. But this, I like I said, I like painting like this. Now I could have done it on my front side of it, because that's a smooth side, and once I put the wording on there, it's going to be pretty cool actually. And you can make this any size you want. It's up to you. This is just, you can make it smaller, you can make it wider, you can make it longer. Doesn't matter. Be creative, as they say. There we go. Oh, so what I was saying, Sky got spayed yesterday, so she's a sad little puppy. She's out here just kind of chilling today. And Kai had to go in to get her teeth cleaned, and the poor thing had 8 teeth removed. 8. I was like, good God. We felt so bad. When her breath started smelling bad, you know, we kind of figured something was up. So that's why I took her, you know, I took her in like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, got all her shots up to date and stuff, and then we scheduled the appointment because I said, I think she may have a, take your rag if you want to, and you can use your rag and slide it in here if you want a paintbrush, because I think the paintbrush would be better, just to really make sure. You can use a sponge brush, whatever one you want. Let's see if I can do it with this, because let me get some stain on there. God, I should have brought the other glove out, because I have this. I could slide it in there. Is it working? Yeah, it is. But that's not as efficient as I would like it. So that's the only thing I have to do. I'm going to let this sit a little bit. If I want to go back over it, I can. If I want to make it darker. But I kind of like it just like that, because I think the wording I'm going to put on here is going to be in black. And let me take this off. Ugh. These gloves are hot. They're made for the winter. So again, we're going to have bullets hanging from it. So when it's going to be a bullet wind chime. You could use whatever size bullets. I don't know what size these are. These are about 2 inches long. These have not been shot. They're not going to be shot because I dented them all up on the bottom. So, and that was because I was hammering a nail through it. So, but I did red, white, and blue. He's big about Americana, you know, American stuff. So I figured that would be fitting, you know, to using that. So, so this was kind of a short little video to give you one. Hey Carol, how are you? Just to give you a synopsis of what I'm going to be doing, and I'll do the other part with you guys too, once this dries, and then I'll show you with the wording what wording we're going to put on it and everything. And Father's Day's coming up. If somebody is into hunting and stuff, this might be a cool, like, Father's Day gift you want to give somebody. So now I gotta let this dry a little bit, paint these in here since I forgot my paintbrush. And I don't want to use a good one. Find a, oh wait, hold on. Look, I have one, so that I can do it. Now I don't mind this if this is darker in here. This is just a chunky paintbrush. If it's darker in here because you're not going to really see it. Oh yay, that works. And I'll just try to paint one side, go back and paint the other side in here. Yay. Beaks and stuff. So just be careful. It can leave bubbles, you know, on it. So you want to make sure, as far as bubbles go, get those bubbles on there. So it's still a good thing to have a rag. Paint it on there, use the rag, and that will help, you know, with that. Or at least that's how I like to do it. It's my opinion. Okay. Now this is just a, I don't know, a cheap little brush from somewhere. So you got to be careful too with the brush you use. You can use a sponge brush, but make sure that the black from the sponge brush doesn't get left anywhere. And since I'm sticking this in there, I want to make sure that it's, because I don't want to have any runs going through the other end, just globby. But this is, oh, this worked perfectly, this brush. Just smooth that in on there so that I don't have a blobby spot on the top. It gives it, you know, that shadow effect. You know, a little darker. Let me get my handy dandy stuffing glove in there. Oh, finger. Makes it a little bit darker. But that's coming out kind of cool. I really like this color. And I like it when I buy a stain or have a, this is a stain I've had because I use the golden oak a lot. And this is probably just like a pine wood, really. So depending on your type of wood, it's going to depend how dark it comes out. So keep that in mind, or how late. You may want to look into stains rather than buying a whole big can. But I use the golden oak a lot. Did a lot of woodworking, and I've taken antique pieces of furniture and restained them and stuff like that. So the golden oak is, you know, the most popular to do that with. Color, I guess you could say. And this, like I said, this will dry kind of quick. Which is a good thing because I really want to get this done. Oh, sorry, helicopters. We live near a army base. And they're always flying over. Oh, there they are. So they're always working on drills and whatnot. Alright. So I think we got it all covered. And it's kind of neat. I like it with the knots. See how dark that looks over there with that knot in there? It all gives it character. So I will come back on today. If not, I'll get you tomorrow. I do have my granddaughter tomorrow morning and through the part of the day, so it might be at night. Maybe I can get this, if this dries like I want it to dry. If I don't want to put a darker stain, I have a darker stain on me. But like I said, I want to use black lettering, so that's what today. And now I gotta figure out how to shut you off. Get my glove off. There we go. And I will see you next time on NonnasNuttykrafts. So have a nice day. Bye.